and this morning I have the distinct honor of introducing my coach, Bob Bourne. More importantly, every morning I have the distinct honor of being his student. When I found out I was going to have the privilege of introducing Bob, I was honored. As I started reviewing all of his accomplishments, I thought, how am I ever going to talk about all of that? And then I thought, how did he ever do all of that? So I'm going to try to cover as much as I can. Bob graduated from Oberlin High School, and shortly after, he won the Ohio State Amateur. He continued his athletic and academic career at the University of Houston, where he studied education. He took a big leap to further his athletic career by walking onto the men's golf team. He then moved on to Arizona, where he qualified for the PGA of America Tour School. He played in the Players Tour Division for 3 consecutive years, after which he won the National Club Pro Championship 4 years. As he continued his golf career as an instructor, he continued to gain high recognition. He was the NOPGA Teacher of the Year in 2002 and 2006. Golf Digest recognized Bob as best teachers in the state of Ohio for 5 consecutive years, and they ranked him number 2 in Ohio for 2 consecutive years. In 2005, he received his specialty certification in teaching and his master professional in instruction from the PGA of America. In 2008, he even received certification from the Medicus Golf Institute in Florida. Golf Digest continued to recognize Bob as one of the best teachers in Ohio in 2011 and 2012. Bob not only has a long history of successes as a player, but he has a long history of accomplishments in golf course management. Bob was the first assistant golf professional at Lancaster and Canterbury Golf Club. He moved up the ladder and was the head PGA professional at Beachmont Country Club from 1976 to 1989. He eventually became the director of golf at Barrington and decided to move to a much warmer climate and was the head professional at St. Andrews Country Club in Boca Raton, Florida. He became the director of golf at 2 more renowned golf courses in Florida, Weston Hills Country Club and Woodfield Country Club. We are now so lucky to say that he's the director of instruction in Ohio at Stonewater Golf Club. Not only has Bob been extremely involved on the golf course, he is dedicated off of the golf course. He has authored 3 articles for PGA Magazine on teaching. He has served for an instructor for the First Tee of Cleveland, Ohio Girls Foundation, and Play Golf America. Bob has been a member of the PGA of America for 43 years and has given more than 40,000 private lessons. 40,000 private lessons. Bob has excelled as a golfer, as a golf course professional, as a director, and now he's devoted his career to teaching, and that is where I come into the picture. If you've ever picked up a golf club, the chances are that you've had one coach, or many, that knows more about the game than yourself. Your coach is the most special and influential person in your life. I first heard about Bob after my mom had spoken to a longtime friend, Tim Rogers, who said, if she were my daughter, I'd send her to Bob Bourne. Before my first lesson, I looked him up on the internet, and the line that stood out most said, Bob's students think they're the luckiest students in the world to have Bob as their teaching professional. I can testify that we are in fact the luckiest students in the world. Bob has continued to stand by my side and guide me in more than just the game. He has shared some of the most exciting, entertaining, and disappointing moments I've experienced. He has pushed me to succeed and has forced me to persevere to limits I never thought possible. When I was a freshman, I could have never dreamed that next year I would be continuing to play the game that I love in the state of Florida that I cannot wait to call home. I figured the college search was going to be difficult and stressful, but thankfully I knew exactly what I was looking for in a coach. I was looking for Bob. Bob is as dedicated as it gets. He wakes up at the crack of dawn and lives, breathes, and eats all things golf. Bob is invested completely in all of his students. If you didn't think he saw you 3-putt the 18th hole at a tournament in the middle of nowhere, you're wrong. He sees and knows everything about his students' games. If you played great and you think you have absolutely nothing to work on, you're wrong. Bob will go to the greatest lengths to make sure you maximize your complete potential. He truly wants his students to complete absolutely all of their goals. If he needs to wake up at 4 in the morning to analyze their swing before your tournament, he will be up at 3. If it's sleeting and not hitting the perfect draw you want, he'll throw on a rain suit and get to work. Bob never fails to put 120% into every lesson, thought, or analysis he gives. When you have one of the oldest sports of all time, you're able to find many professionals that are well educated. but finding a master professional is a rare occasion. Bob is one of the most educated men in the game of golf. He has mastered playing, managing, and now teaching the game. Please join me in a well-deserved round of applause for Mr. Bob Bourne.